The wind howled through the empty woods, carrying a sense of dread to the isolated farm at Hinterkaifeck. The house, eerily silent, stood like a forgotten tomb, its windows dark and vacant. No one had seen the family for days, yet the tracks in the snow leading to the barn suggested they were still there, or something was. The door creaked open. Footsteps echoed through the house, the faint scent of decay hanging in the air. In the barn, the faint outline of figures lay in pools of blood, their stillness unnatural. But the horror wasn't in the deaths, it was the lingering presence. The killer hadn't left. Upstairs, a door softly groaned. Someone was watching. In the attic, an old tool chest sat open, its rusted contents untouched. And yet, beneath the floorboards, a shiver of movement stirred, the whispers of a secret, unsolved, waiting for the next soul to uncover it. But who would dare? The house stood silent under the weight of the dark, empty night. Inside, the air was thick with the remnants of tragedy, a stillness that felt wrong. The wooden floors, once echoing with laughter, now whispered with secrets too terrible to tell. The faint scent of blood lingered, soaked deep into the walls, though no one dared to speak of it. In the small hours, a creak on the stairs, soft, deliberate, shattered the silence. But there was no one there. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the room, shifting with the faintest breath of wind. A figure, or perhaps a lingering memory, hovered just out of sight, watching. The axe, still stained, lay in the corner, its handle cold to the touch. The children's toys, untouched, sat in the dusty corners, waiting. Outside, the wind howled, but inside there was only the oppressive quiet of something, or someone still present, still waiting to finish what had been left undone. The wind whispered through the dense forests of New South Wales, carrying with it an air of something darker. The small abandoned shack stood against the trees, its windows shattered and door ajar, as though inviting something in. It had been years since anyone dared to come near, but the whispers never ceased. Some said the hangman's spirit still wandered these woods, his noose still tight around the necks of those who had vanished. The silence was broken only by the creaking of the old floorboards beneath unseen footsteps. A cold draft swept through, stirring the dust in the air, and faint whispers echoed from the shadows, a voice barely audible, too soft to understand, but unmistakably real. There was no trace of the victims, no explanation for the disappearances, just the ominous feeling that the hangman was still waiting, watching, ready to finish what had been left unfinished, lurking just beyond sight in the endless night of the woods.